on and off the track. Obviously, your start here, run through the racetrack. Your return road is out here. We're gonna go, there's an opening here, and you go around the hairpin for Long Beach 1, and you'll go down. Your pit spaces are gonna be out here. They're marked. As Andy said, when you enter with your race car, your rig back here, you're gonna go on the right to get to that other side, because there's an island all the way down, I believe. Race cars, 4 rigs only. Assigned pit spaces. All services done at your hot pit, including your 5s. If you leave the back of the burnout box during comp, I'll take your 5 unless you communicate to me or my guys. Your lap is going to count in the chase if you get into outer zone 4, which is where the Jumbotron is, looking out from the judge's tower. And then finish will be right in this area. We'll have somebody, probably Max, I think, come out and stop you there. Any questions for me? Yeah. So you guys are on this side of Shoreline, obviously. There's the median, and it's on the other side. Yeah, and I believe it was in Discord of where you are.
Yeah.
Pit space wise.
But go out the chute.
Yeah, because you got to get to the other side of the median, go all the way down. It's pretty far.
Yeah. What about when comp? Where do we turn around and drive it? Do we drive it backwards? Or
yeah, I mean, this little chute here, it's not very long. I don't think I need to ask you guys to shut it down in that space, but I believe if we go around this corner here, we can turn around there. Kevin, is that? Where'd you go? He's talking. Kevin, during comp, where do you want them to turn around? I don't think we should turn around here, but maybe like.
We'll probably have to go behind basically Jumbo.
Yeah.
Or even go to where finish is going to be and turn around and come back. Because the fire trucks are going to be staged on that side, so it's going to get bottlenecked real quick.
Yeah, so there's going to be like a fire and an ambo back here, and then so I think we should come around the corner here and just flip it around. You'll be shut down and not going crazy by then. Fair, Castro.
It's optional to have the hot pits there.
What's that?
It's optional to have the hot pit out there, or I can do it in my.
No, it has to be out there.
For practice, you can use whatever you want, but once we go into comp, out there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, once I need you accounted for, you got to be out there.
Tomorrow it's obligatory. It's mandatory.
Yeah, you're going to be driving a quarter mile to get back.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Anything else from me? All right.
Good morning. Has everybody had a chance to walk the course either last night or this morning? Okay, good. All right. Start off initiation. This is going to be similar to Utah. Lead car's going to be on the right. You'll go across. You're going to have a bubble again, and then you're going to have a small initiation zone on the right-hand side. That one's going to be roughly, I think, about 20 feet. So here's the bubble as you're coming up. That box isn't there now. It was just there early this morning. Once you get up to outer zone 1, you're going to do like normal. You're going to approach it confidently as close to the edge of the track as possible with the appropriate angle set. Lead driver should fill it. Chase driver should follow the lead. So here's the zone. The other issue, obviously we don't have lines painted, but because some of the zones are right on the wall and some are like this, a foot or two off, it's going to make it difficult for the ones that are right on the wall for us to say the edge of your tire to the edge of the zone. So we're going to be a little bit loose on that because it's going to vary depending on the zones around the track. So we're going to give you guys a little bit of a buffer. So sometimes it might be, in this instance, your tire's at the edge, your bumper would be on the wall. Another zone, your bumper to the edge is going to be it. So we're going to be a little bit fluid with you guys on that, so just be aware. You'll see some of the other pictures. You'll come up to outer zone 2. This is the big one for the left. Same thing, fill zone entirely, don't cheat the line. So here's the start. I don't think they had painted the start of it. It comes in, you can kind of see the red a little bit further down where it's boxed. I don't know if that's got finished yet since we walked by this morning. But that's the start. Here's the end coming off. So again, this one's a little bit closer to the wall, but not right on it. You're going to come out of this, then you're going to transition, go into outer zone 3. So this is on the wall, normally where the bridge would be for Long Beach 1. You'll come into this one. This is a little bit larger zone, and then come out. As you exit there, you'll transition again, and then you'll come into outer zone 4. And this one will come right up against the wall in the center. It's kind of hard to see, but this one will go real close, so just be aware of that. As you exit, you'll come out. This is going to be kind of a big transition area for you guys. So we'll watch during the first practice session and kind of see where it is you position your cars for that, and kind of try and help your spotters understand what we're looking for exactly once we can see a few runs. Once you come through there, you'll transition to the start of Auto Zone 5, and this is going to be right in front of the judges and spotter stand. And then here's the exit, and the track will end right where the end of that zone is. Does anyone have any question about it? Yes?
You said some zones this, other zones that. Can you define exactly?
Well, like as you can see in this picture, see how the zone is right on the wall, so there's no way you can put your tire on the edge of that zone. So we're going to kind of just be loose with that for you guys. So for instance, if we, let's see.
So is it bumper on the wall?
We're going to probably go with that for the most part around the area, even though some are like 2 feet off. So we'll give you a little bit of grace because there's no way we can make it the same. Otherwise, it's going to look weird trying to explain your bumper's not on the wall here and you get maximum points and then have to deduct for someone for putting on the wall. So we're just going to give you that grace, kind of like how we do with rumble strips. Does that make sense?
Okay. I just feel like you should define it. What zone, what, it's too.
Then fine, put your bumper close to the wall as you can without smashing your car.
Okay. And then on entry, can chase driver do whatever?
Yes, so on entry, because you weren't there at the bubble, so chase driver can drive through the bubble, lead car just has to stay out of it, but chase car can zip right through the bubble to get into the pocket for the initiation, and then you can go right into it.
Do you actually have to flick sideways, or do you just jog it and then flick the other way?
We'd prefer you to flick it and then get in.
Do
If
you
you're the
have
lead,
to flick it sideways, or can you
want them to-
jog around it and that be your weight, and then your actual flick is towards the wall, or do you have to manji the entry?
So yeah, we want you to flick and then switch it over.
So you have to manji the entry.
Yeah, because it just makes it better for the chase car to predict what you're doing so that they can get in line behind you, because we just want close tandem.
Is it 5 degrees of angle or 90 degrees of angle?
You do what you want because it's going to be comparative.
Well, what's a flick?
I mean, we'd want you to at least do something. We don't want you just to do 5 degrees. If you can do a little bit more and make it work, then that would be great.
Okay.
I mean, again, you're putting on a show, so you want to make it fair for your chase car. You don't want to try and do really low angle.
It's new to me, so I'm just
I get
trying to
it.
understand.
I figured you watched last event, so.
I did, but it's very, some people just jogged around it. Not
Yeah.
everybody flipped.
Fair enough.
So you guys are defining that we have to flick sideways at that. So basically your initiation is flicking sideways at that bubble.
Yeah, so you want to drift around the bubble and then switch back across and get into zone 1. Also, because you weren't there, you don't want to drop a tire into the zone or it'll be incomplete.
Understood.
Or the bubble, I mean. So don't put a tire in the bubble. Just pretend it's a wall and go around it if you're the lead car.
Okay.
I think it was one over here. Petro?
Talking about that, can we discuss a little bit how heavy that is?
How heavy, what is the?
Touching the line, because first I don't think we have the tools to see that is actually a wall that will be hit, or it will be bumper that will be squishing. Like for example, the Mustangs, they touch it, they go, they continue, and the runs continue. So I think it's too heavy. That rule saying it is incomplete, especially a track that we're trying to figure it out. So maybe we can do a strike.
I mean, this bubble's a little bit smaller than the last one.
But it doesn't matter. It is just the fact that we get in this as a zero. So you're turning away a weekend with something that we're not sure. Let's be a little bit more flexible. I agree with that, but maybe a deduction, a restart, however we want to try it, but not send us home with something that we're not sure how it works. That's what that's
Should be maybe zero. Driving on it is iffy, you know, because you were right on it.
that's what I mean.
I mean, it is considerably smaller than the last one. And I mean, how many people hit it last time? Even counting Pro Spec, I think only 3 cars. I know you were one of them, right?
I was on the edge. I potentially I would say that I will be able to get away. It would be a wall there. I would be okay. But that's the part that I think we need to.
This bubble, track extends 12 feet to the right.
Yeah, you can see the
Leading into the bubble.
I mean,
So
look at the line of
if
concrete.
it's straight, we've got a 12 feet offset of that. It's actually, it's considerably smaller than Utah.
I understand that. And Mom's trying to explain my sponsor why is not 100% a camera showing that the line was touched? And maybe the tire was on the air. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with them because like when it gets down to that like half, quarter inch, maybe 5-10% of replay, that's where I think it gets more. That's like going back.
Okay, so we'll make it a heavy deduction. So that way you're penalized because you're basically cheating the line, trying to get away from another car. Basically, is the way we look at it if you run across it. So, I mean, the other driver's going to have to do.
If we rock the wall, like we just scraping the line, that's 10% heavy, 100% heavy, or surpassing almost the line, it is 10% heavy or 100% heavy.
All right.
Can I make a suggestion? Can it be that the degree to which an advantage is gained is taken into account, and that's something that they have to decipher? So if it's minimal to nothing, then it's minimal to nothing. If it's massive, then they have to maybe make that more.
He's basically saying it depends on the severity. Like if you barely touch the line, then it won't be as heavy. If you're a whole tire in, it'll be heavier. I mean, the thing is we're trying to prevent you guys from trying to beeline it and get away from the chase car. We're trying to put on a better show. Out of all the hundreds of runs you guys did last weekend, there was 3 that went across the line. I don't think anybody did it in practice from what we saw, and then 3 happened in competition. I think 1 was pro spec and maybe 2 was pro or 2 in pro spec. But it was such a small percentage of a number. This is again one of those things we're probably dwelling on that won't happen all that often, especially now that when you look at this line, if this wall continued down, that's probably 5 feet at max, where last time it was very heavy.
I agree with you. It's just sometimes there's decisions that we need to be part of it because we're the one paying the bills for these situations. And we would love to be part and make it better for the show. Because again, I mean 30 days trying to explain is the wall was there or not. 30 days, seriously. So it's just that. And I agree with the rule. Thank you.
Okay. James?
So if the bubble is so important, right, we can't really see it that well sometimes with the sun and things like that moving around, and it's on the ground and you're focused on your initiation point. If it is that important, could we put like an inner clip as a visual reference, and then if somebody hits that, if that inner clip is like a foot or so inside the line, and then somebody hits that with their car, it's an obvious incomplete. Like something physical that we
Yeah,
can
but then
see.
that prevents the chase car from trying to get in there to get the pocket, because then if they hit it and it gets stuck into their tire and they go in the wall, then we've got that issue.
But this bubble is a bit silly in my opinion because the track, like there's much bigger issues on the track itself, and we spend so much time talking about the bubble. Like, were a lot of cars crossing? Were a lot of chase cars crossing the bubble last time? Or was everyone
I can't remember on that.
Do you remember? The chase car was allowed to beeline straight in. The lead car, that was mandatory how to do the weight transfer. So the chase car was allowed to just chase.
The chase car was allowed to chase right in and then time when they transitioned. So I did also say, hey, why won't we put cones there? But then they reminded me, but what about the chase driver? They don't have to do the weight transfer. They can just time going straight in. I was like, oh, that's right. So that's where because I was thinking that too. Someone brought it up last time. Well, we should just put cones there. And I was like, oh, you're right. But then they were like, well, what about the chase driver? They have the ability to just go straight and then time the switchback. And that's what kind of canceled out.
I mean, what's nice about this one is compared to last round is you've got this wall here kind of letting you know, like when you're getting to the end, that that's kind of where the bubble starts. So I feel like that's visual. I mean, maybe we can put something on the fence that kind of helps you with that. Like at least you know where the start of the bubble is.
And maybe we can also just try it out, because we're going to be doing some massaging, and we want to get out there and see you guys do this because we haven't tested it. This is the first time, so let's test it out and see how it goes. Vaughn?
The difference in this in Utah is that Utah was a track with no wall that's out, so you basically had to go around instead of staying track right. This, like, I don't see the reason to jog in at speed for that 50 feet anyway. You know what I mean? As a chase driver, like, why would you just jog right real quick when you could have so much more run up? So it just seems like a very different scenario. I understand what you're trying to achieve, but it's also like to James's point, like you need the reference, right? Because you're talking about knocking people out or huge penalty when you can't see shit.
Do we put a cone out there?
I'm down to try it, but it definitely needs to be talked about.
Here, let's watch the first practice session, and then if we need to, we'll put something out there for you guys. We'll talk to the spotters, and we'll have you guys comment. So just talk to your spotters. They're right next to us. That way we're not wasting time on this. Run it for practice. And if you're in the chase position or lead and you need something more visual, then we'll do it. And if you're in the chase and nobody's diving in anyway, then we can put the cone out there and it won't be an issue.
You guys put like at least a clip on the wall at it,
Like here or
or
on that side?
Or even if you had like a plastic barrel up against the wall with a banner that just kind of represented the area that it's at.
Okay. All right. Noted. Shoot, I don't know who's next. Go. I mean, we'll have cameras, I just don't know what time that'll be set up. I think those guys are on site at what, 9? Right when practice starts?
Cameras so the spotters can watch the run-up, because where we're at, we can't see anything, and it's obviously a pretty significant...
It'll probably be about an hour after practice starts. That first hour we won't have it, but we should have it the rest of the day for you. He asked if we could have a camera for the run-up when we start, so we'll have one probably about an hour into practice for you guys. Yes.
At the track yet today, but just going off the pictures, will you guys have a marker on the fence for outer one?
Yeah, so what's going to happen, I believe outer one will have it on the fence. Everywhere else will have it on the wall near there, so that way you guys don't hit them and we don't have to waste a bunch of track time. So a lot of them are laying down just because overnight, but they'll end up being standing on the wall where the zone's starting in. Yes.
What's the strategy for repainting zones? How many sprayers do we have, and how often do you plan on doing that?
He wants to know what our strategy is for repainting the zones and all that stuff around the track. So we have one sprayer, works pretty fast. I think most of our breaks for this event, because it's not a prospect round, are a little bit longer than normal, so we should have time to be able to touch everything up, but I think it'll just be when we have the breaks. So I think your first break's 30 minutes, I think the second one's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think tomorrow's the same thing, like 30 minutes, and then halftime's an hour and a half or something like that. So we should be able to touch everything up once we do it. And then depending on how much we line for the track edge and whatnot for you guys. Again, that'll determine, and then we'll kind of decide then, I guess, once we're able to pick those lines, we'll get with your spotters and let you guys know about tires off or anything like that.
I mean, once top 16 starts, no, just let it run?
I mean, unless it gets so bad that we can't see anything, I would assume we just do like any other event, we just keep running. I mean, the paint that we used in the past for our events, that Kevin has his, it seems to work pretty good. I mean, even in Atlanta, that stuff worked great. I know some of the other tracks, we have to use their paint, so it's different, but I think the one for this one is the same stuff we used at Atlanta because he can clean it off later, and surprisingly, it works better than a lot of the other stuff. Yeah, it lasts way longer. Literal.
Get a driver's meeting before tandem proceeding tonight. Just do the course feed, not set up. It's inconclusive. That way you can have realistic expectations based on how you guys actually land on the course today.
Let's see the schedule. We practice till 11:30, then we have a 2-hour break, then we do warm-up, and we have 15 minutes going right into seating. So we'd have to do it before your 2-hour warm-up, because I don't think we have enough time to do it in that 15 minutes between the two.
I mean, maybe that's just, we could vote against it amongst ourselves if you guys would feel more. I mean, I would feel more comfortable having communication based on a track that's actually set as opposed to something that's
What do you do in 30 minutes
pretty
before?
ambiguous.
So maybe do one, those that want to come do it, should you have your autograph session till 1. I mean, we'd have to do it right after the autograph session because then we go on track 30 minutes later. So it'd have to be quick right after autograph session.
You have my vote on it, but collectively.
How about we go through the first practice session and then you guys can comment in Discord if you want to do it, or maybe we'll see if there's a way to set up a poll and then we can do it that way if you guys want. I mean, we're fine to do that because we'll have time to paint while you're doing autographs. Yes.
Beginning of powder too, just because they're so sharp that if maybe they walked out a little straighter, it'd be a little smooth.
You guys.
That's an idea. Or I wanted to ask, how heavy is the deduction on it if you do drop an outside tire on that?
We are gonna have to watch practice how it goes. We didn't paint that, so if you guys run it and it looks different than the way it's painted, but it looks amazing, then we'll reach that bridge when we get there. So you guys put on the best practice you can do to show us how it should be set, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I mean, it's the same as any other track. Some people can do it maybe and some can't, but just run the practice as best you guys can so we can see the best layout possible. And if we're able to change something to make the show better, we're obviously going to do that. That's our ultimate goal every single time. So, and we want you guys to not wad up your cars and everything. We want a good show so that we have a full 32 and just having a great event. Rudy.
Can we get some lines after you guys go to second practice and you guys mark the track and have it finalized? Can we get some hash marks in the zones at the beginning of each of the zones so they're a little more definitive? It's just, it kind of gets hard to see there. They don't have to be the whole length of the zone. It's just
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I don't know how much time we'll have to be able to do that now, but we'll see. If not, I mean, once the clipping points are up, it might look different for you, and once rubber's down. So we'll play it by ear. We're just going to try and do what we can to get things done, because if we're trying to line the course, that's going to take a lot of time too. So we'll let you know, but if we have the time, then we'll attempt to do it for you. Reagan. Yeah, we'll just do it open. You guys are going to be up in the tower just right next to it, so yeah, we can help you guys whenever. Justin?
Where did Sage go? I got a question for him.
I have no idea where Sage went. Yes, Jared. We have clipping points that are staying on the walls.
What's that?
We have the BC Racing gold and white clipping points. I think one of the two of these had a picture, but they're all going to be set up on the actual wall like that.
Will there be, and there will be banners on all the walls?
Kevin, they're asking if we have any way to make this a different color or anything for it, because it blends in with all the white behind it and everything else, and the gold doesn't pop enough. Do we have like orange cones that we can set next to him or something right behind it maybe? We'll see. All right, he's gonna go check and see what he can do for you. Any other questions? Yes. Well, I mean, like for this zone, for instance, it's curved, the wall's straight. Obviously, you can't be on the wall the entire zone. It's just in the areas where the zone is closest to the wall. So, like, I mean, we're going with. So again, like this one's going to be difficult because the wall is straight on. Like, you've got this close to the zone, then there's a gap because the wall kind of bends and then it gets close again. Ideally, we want your bumper to the edge of the zone, but because of some of these, it's going to be different where the line goes. So just if you can get close to the wall, it's fine too. We can't really ding you because it's not the same all the way around the track. So we're just going to be, yeah, because you're not going to be able to get out to it, then dip back in, and then dip back out. So for a zone like this, that's going to be too hard. When you get to one of the other ones, like look at this one, it's literally right touching the wall, and then it comes off, and then look on this same exact zone on the other wall, it's what, 2 feet off? So obviously, if you're going to carry that through all the way, we're going to understand. Yeah, we're going to have to give you that. It'd be like a rumble strip. We're going to give you that little bit of extra. Yeah, because it varies too much around the track, and it'll be too hard to explain that one to fans watching from home. How someone got a deduction for exceeding that zone, but then on another one they put it on the wall and they got max points. So this will be the easier way for all of you guys to do it. So count it as a freebie. All right, if that's it, good luck. If you want to walk the track, you can, and we'll see you out there.